And Ahab had 70 sons in Shomeron. And Yahu wrote letters and sent to Shomeron to the rulers of Yisrael, to the elders, and to the guardians of Ahab, saying, And now when this letter comes to you, since your master's sons are with you, and you have chariots and horses, and walled cities, and weapons, choose the best and most upright of your master's sons, and appoint him on his father's throne, and fight for your master's house. And they were greatly afraid, and said, Look, 2 sovereigns have not stood before him. How do we stand? We, and he who was over the house, and he who was over the city, the elders also, and the guardians sent to Yahu, saying, We are your servants, and all that you say to us we do. We do not appoint anyone to reign. Do what is good in your eyes. And he wrote a second letter to them, saying, If you are for me, and if you obey my voice, take the heads of the men, your master's sons, and come to me at Yisrael by this time tomorrow. Now the sovereign sons, 70 beings, were with the great men of the city, who brought them up. And it came to be when the letter came to them, that they took the sovereign sons, and slew them, 70 men, and put their heads in baskets, and sent them to him at Yisrael. Then a messenger came and informed him, saying, They have brought the heads of the sovereign sons. And he said, Make them 2 heaps at the entrance of the city gate until morning. And it came to be in the morning that he went out and stood and said to all the people, You are righteous. Look, I conspired against my master and slew him. But who smote all these? Now know that not one word of Yahweh, which Yahweh spoke concerning the house of Ahab, falls to the ground. For Yahweh has done what he has spoke by his servant Eliyahu. And Yahu smote all those left of the house of Ahab in Yisrael, and all his great men, and his friends, and his priests, until he left him without a survivor. And he rose up to go, and went to Shomeron, on the way at Beeth-Eked of the shepherds. Yahu met the brothers of Ahazhu, sovereign of Yehuda, and said, Who are you? And they answered, We are brothers of Ahazhu, and we have come down to greet the sons of the sovereign, and the sons of the sovereigness mother. And he said, Take them alive. So they took them alive, and slew them at the well of Beeth-Eked, 42 men, and he left none of them. And he left there and met Jehonadab son of Rechab, coming to meet him, and barak him and said to him, Is your heart right, as my heart is toward your heart? And Jehonadab answered, It is, it is. Give me your hand. And he gave him his hand. And he took him up to him into the chariot. And he said, Come with me, and see my adore for Yahweh. And they made him ride in his chariot. And he came to Shomeron, and smote all those left of Ahab in Shomeron, till he had destroyed them, according to the word of Yahweh, which he spoke to Eliyahu. And Yahu gathered all the people, and said to them, Ahab served Baal a little, Yahu serves him much. And now call to me all the prophets of Baal, all his servants, and all his priests. Let no one be missing, for I have a great slaughtering to make to Baal. Anyone who is lacking shall not live. But Yahu did this deceptively, in order to destroy the servants of Baal. And Yahu said, Proclaim and assemble for Baal. So they proclaimed it. And Yahu sent throughout all Yisrael, and all the servants of Baal came. So there was not a man left who did not come. And they came into the house of Baal, and the house of Baal was filled from end to end. And he said to them who was over the wardrobe, Bring out garments for all the servants of Baal. And he brought out garments for them. And Yahu and Jehonadab son of Rechab went into the house of Baal, and said to the servants of Baal, Search, and see that no servants of Yahweh are here with you, but only the servants of Baal. So they went in to make offerings and burnt offerings. Now Yahu had appointed for himself 80 men on the outside, and had said, The man who lets escape of the men whom I have brought into your hands, his life for his life. And it came to be when he had finished making the burnt offering, Yahu said to the guard and to the officers, Go in and smite them, let not one come out. And they smote them with the edge of the sword. And the guards and the officers threw them out, and went into the inner room of the house of Baal. And he brought out the pillars of the house of Baal and burned them, and broke down the statue of Baal, and broke down the house of Baal, and made it a latrine to this day. Thus Yahoo destroyed Baal out of Yisrael. However, Yahoo did not turn away from the sins of Jeroboam, son of Nebat, who had made Yisrael sin, from the golden calves that were in Beth-el and Dan. And Yahweh said to Yahoo, because you have done well by doing what is right in my eyes, and have done to the house of Ahab all that was in my heart, your sons are going to sit on the throne of Yisrael to the 4th generation. But Yahoo did not guard to walk in the Torah of Yahweh, Elohim of Yisrael, with all his heart, for he did not turn away from the sins of Jeroboam, who had made Yisrael sin. In those days Yahweh began to cut off some in Yisrael, and Hazael smote them throughout all the borders of Yisrael, from the Jordan to the sun rising, all the land of Gilead, the Gadites and the Reubenites, and the Manashites, from Aroer, which is by the Wadai Arnon, including Gilead and Bashan, and the rest of the acts of Yahoo, and all that he did, and all his might, are they not written in the book of the annals of the sovereigns of Yisrael? So Yahoo slept with his fathers, and they buried him in Shomeron. And Jehoahaz, his son, reigned in his place. In the days that Yahoo reigned over Yisrael in Shomeron were 28 years.